There's a programme on Channel 4 which has just finished, and I know that some of you may not be able to watch it, but I'll describe it and you'll understand why it's of interest to this channel. I'll also put a link in the low bar so that if you are able to watch it, you'll be able to if you're interested. It was about a group of people who had been diagnosed as terminally ill with various different illnesses, who got to meet on a fairly regular basis and support each other and go through the process of dying with that support of other people who were going through something similar and their families, which I thought was a really good idea. I mean, very difficult for them in some respects, because not only were they having to deal with their own deaths, but they were having to deal with the deaths of those people that they'd become close to, and this was a consequence that they hadn't really thought of at the start of the process. So it was very emotionally demanding, but I think equally supportive, and therefore a very good idea, because as they were saying, nobody but these other people understand what it feels like, because it's one thing, empathising with somebody who's dying, but it's entirely another thing knowing what it feels like in real terms. But I thought it was an excellent idea, and I mean there are more programmes coming out about death, which is very good. I think its profile is being raised more and more, which is excellent, because we need to address this. We need to have an acceptance of death and an embracing of what it means for us, so that when it happens to us, we're not kind of just left on the scrap heap or ignored or avoided or swept under the carpet. Billy Connolly also recently made a programme about it. I'll see if I can find a link to that as well and put that in too. And I know that it's distressing and emotionally demanding and challenging, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be thinking about it and addressing the issues that arise from it, and having it just more as part of our normality, because ultimately it's the one thing, the only thing that every single one of us is going to experience at some point. Very little else in life, other than the fact that we've arrived here, is guaranteed to be similar. Okay, the way we can die can be many and varied. Some is very immediate, others are very long drawn out, some are painless, some are very painful. But we need to look it in the face so that we can be there for one another and give each other what we actually need during that time. So I'm very happy with the fact that these kind of programmes are now being shown, because the more that it's seen in the media, the more that is actually going to happen. Though I know people can choose not to watch it, it starts to become part of our consciousness if it's out there on a regular basis.